Hello and good morning. Happy Tuesday. Uh, I applied a an update to OBS today. I did notice in the description of the fixes that it supposedly changed something where like defaults were being applied randomly. It didn't say that it was to audio stuff, so I don't know if it's like exactly the problem that we were having, the other day. But maybe it was. I don't know. So we'll see. We didn't seem to have any problems yesterday, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so we are diving into testing, and we sort of dove a little bit into the what is it called, the automated testing that we had before. I wonder if I want to not necessarily jump into the like try to finish the what is it called, the accessibility testing right now, but rather go into, where is it? Here it is. Rather go into like the rest of the testing first. So an idea would be I want to do the accessibility testing after I get everything else up and working, maybe, possibly. Uh, that sort of feels like it might be a good way to go. So one sort of thought here: do I want like a different specs for each of these? Now here I have different files for like the different pages, but I'm not completely sure that I want to like necessarily do that now. Maybe I just want like a single file that I put all the flows into. It'll be really long, but that may or may not be a problem. I'm not sure. Test layout has always been sort of something I'm not completely sure about. I keep on going back and forth on, okay, do I want to test by like page that we have, or do I want to just do flows, like where I'm testing, okay, a user can do this thing, essentially stories. uh, I go back and forth all the time, especially if I'm beginning like outside of everything else. So I'm going to create a new file. We're going to throw that in here. So let's can I like write to we're going to put this end-to-end tests. I guess it would just go straight in here, wouldn't it? So what if I just do this as LMS? Oh, we have that as like an LMS spec. Do we have anything in lms.spec? We do, and so that like has title, can join Discord, can view a course. Yeah, I wonder if I want to just sort of take that over again. So we have that. Let's, instead of yeah, let's go join that. Okay, so I have a before each. So go to slash. So I don't think we necessarily need that anymore. I don't necessarily care that it has a title. I mean, I guess like I do care about those things. So like, okay, we have a title. We can join Discord. We can view a course. I guess I like those things. Those are not terrible. Um, and then what are other tests that we want? So looking through the application. So we start here. So having a title is like is good and all. I then want okay, so what is going to happen? It's like we have a visitor coming in. So a visitor comes in, sees, reads through this, they then potentially want to join the Discord. So there's that join Discord. So a visitor wants to join Discord. Great. And so that sounds like that's what these tests are. Has title, join Discord. Now we want to see a list. It's not necessarily that they can see the list of courses, but I guess that's important. What I really want them, like the flow here is, I want the visitor to see the list of courses, but for what purpose, right? To then purchase, okay, to preview a course and then make a decision, okay, to purchase a course and then take the course, which means they're gonna have to log in. Yeah, maybe that is like per page, essentially. Like what they can do. I don't know. I go back and forth as I mentioned. Okay, so we could start maybe with home, which I don't think we have a home here. And then that might be like what this new LMS is. We could maybe change that to a home. Can I rename you? Oh, I can't move or rename or anything like that. So let's quit out of here. Okay, so we'll take LMS spec and we'll move that to home spec.ts. Okay, so we have the has a title. So it should have the title Brooks Builds. Does have that. And so if we run you again, here's home, has title. Okay, that's passing. Other thing that you can do here. So we don't really care about copy or anything else because those things can change. And so therefore we don't necessarily want to care about this. It's more of like actions and things that like affect people. So like maybe the title doesn't really matter that much either because it's more of like a text. We have we can join Discord. Okay, so then can join Discord here. This is, we make sure that we have a link and that it actually goes to Discord. Okay, that works. And then that's pretty much it on this page. So then I will remove this test. Now I have a before each go to slash. I'm not sure that's something I care about or need. I think I just want to go there. And you don't need GraphQL. What are you upset about? Await has no effect. Okay, so this await right here is fine. Okay, great. So home is good. Now the next thing that we can do here, we might want to deal with login next. So we can go to, well, login or get started. So I guess like the next thing is we can create an account. Something just crashed on Windows side. Uh-oh. No. Okay. Docker just crashed on my Windows side and then attempted to update, which is fun. But I think we're still alive. I think we're still good. At least OBS seems to say so. Let's continue. Okay, so we want to then create account. So I don't actually see a create account page here. So I want to do them by page, I guess. We're going to do new. Oh, right, because I started in that directory. I'm already here. Okay, so this is going to be uh, create account spec.ts. Let's see. I want to import something from. Ooh, right. I think it's Playwright test. Yeah, Playwright test. I think it was like what test, test and expect. I think that was like the main one. Okay, so looking at here, we want to basically just load this page up. That'll be our first step. So we'll have test. Our title is can create an account. Test function. So I think this can be an async. Oh no, it has to be an async. Async. We get the page. I think it's page I go to. What is it? It's something go to. Ooh, I completely forget. Oh yeah, it is page go to. Oh, it has to be dereferent, destructured. There we go. Okay, page go to. We'll go to slash. What is this? This is slash auth slash create account. I think it's just general good idea to always wait until the network is idle. Okay, so I should be able to wait for this. So here's our create account. Can create account. Timed out. Oh, I need to await that, don't I? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we load this up, and then the only real thing we fill out these two things. So we see the email, we see the password, and so we fill that out. So we do await page dot. I guess I want to create a new email and password. So do I want this to be like sort of a mock data or not? I don't know if it really, for this one, I don't know if it really matters. I think we pulled in the random crate. So I want to do const username. Okay, so it's faker. That's what it is. I think it's gonna be something like faker. Oh, I think it's something like this. Or star as faker from faker. And then I can do, okay, so we have faker, that faker, so that actually can be destructured. Okay, so faker dot, I need a username. So I think that's going to be something like internet dot username. Generates username given a oh, but this needs to be an email. So this is really internet dot email generates an email using the given person's name as a base. Okay, so we have first name, last name, provider. The mail provider used domain to use is not specified. A random free mail provider will be chosen, which is not something I want to do. Oh, but okay, I see. I see what it is. So if I want to choose something like Mailinator for this, so email, I don't care about you, don't care about you. Uh, then it's going to be mailinator.com. I don't think I care about any options. Okay, it generates a random password. That should be fine. Okay, so I have email and password. I want to fill those out now. So we're going to do an wait page dot get by, I guess in this case it'll be get by label. And the label is email. I want to fill it out, right? I can do type. Yeah, sends a key down, key press input, and key up event for each character in a text. So I want to actually like type it as opposed to like command, like what is it called? Paste into it, which is I think what some of the like what Cypress does essentially. I don't remember for sure. It might do that too. Okay, so we're gonna type email. The other one is password. Then we're going to get the button. I guess we'll get by role. Okay, so we'll get by role button. With the name, create account. And we'll click it. Okay, so that should fill it out. I don't actually want to run the test. Did that actually work? I don't see that it actually like failed to do something because of what I put in. Looks like it didn't even get here and do anything. Yeah, so it just went here. Okay, get by label, type this, type that, click that. Uh, I'm logging it out there to sort of see did a user get created? I don't think a user got created, so I don't think it lasted long enough to do this. We can take a look. Yeah, that was like get all the data stuff. So I don't think it actually did anything. So I think we need to wait and capture the data. So now this is just this one page, right? So we're not caring about creating an account anywhere else. So I think we can just intercept that here. So before we, I mean, it could be at any point in time, right? So we could do page.route. We do need the GraphQL, which we can get from here. I wonder if I should put this as an environment variable and sort of grab it that way, because if I ever want to run this in production, which would be nice if I could run these in production. Oh, I actually do have that, don't I? Yeah, it's this process.env to GraphQL URI or this. Okay, that makes sense then. So let's come back to you. Throw you in here. Okay, so we have a GraphQL URI. So let's wait until, okay, so we'll GraphQL UI. Now this takes in a route string or regular expression. Excuse me. Okay, so route takes in a URL string or regular expression, and also this callback function with this handler. Wait, I'm being. Oh, it can take this as the first thing. Oh, I think that's what it is. Okay, it can take this as a first thing, which is a URL regular expression or a callback function to handle the route. Oh, interesting. That is very interesting. So I start with the GraphQL URI, and then we have the handler, which takes in a route and a request, which is, or just undefined. And it returns anything with options, but a comma? Oh, no, okay. So then it takes a handler, and then there's options. That's what it is. And options only has, the number of times that it would call. Okay. So GraphQL URI, we have the route and the request. This is probably async. I want to check to see what's in the body here. So I want to, and then I want to capture it, and I don't want to do anything with it. So I want to see, is the email and password in the request that goes out? Because that's the only thing I can think of for testing this. So I think that would be under request, right? So we could do like const. So grab the request. I want to expect. Oh, you're not helping. Oh, because you're an any? Oh no. Oh, it's probably post data. Okay, so I get post data. You're a function. You're just a string. I want to contains, um, includes, email. So I want that to be true. Password to be true, which means these need to be created beforehand. Okay, so I'll throw those in there. I also want a let uh, GraphQL called false. Okay, we'll mark that as true. Okay, so we'll go grab that, and then I also want to expect GraphQL called to be true. Okay, let's see if this is any better. No, not running it. Oh, so I got to the page.route. Do I not need to await it? Oh, did I WQ'd again? Oh, so this has to be a string or undefined. So I want. Okay, okay. So I want to want to define that, and then you need to be the actual email. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's what the problem is. Oh, expected this to be true. Receive false. Oh, so then I probably needed the await here. It did not happen. Okay. So that should have set this to be true. Receive false. So it did not go into this route here. when I did the button, okay, so this was Ito75. Do I have an account now with that? I don't. Okay, so it didn't do anything? Okay, so it did find the button. Okay, so it clicked the button and then expected. Guess I'm. What happens when I do this for real? So if I do does it not work? Did I break it? It doesn't do anything. Oh, I don't have any console. I don't have any network. Interesting. So I don't have any feedback. That's an actual email address. That should be a good password. Well, that's not fun. So then also looking at this. Yeah, did not get created. Well, it seemed to have broken our create account. Well, that would obviously be a problem. So we need to kind of fix that. So I guess our tests are working. So let's go ahead and all right, let's go and fix that. So this is under pages create account. So we have our on submit here. I wonder if the button just doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. Okay, so we have this form that has the on submit. I should be able to put a log in here. So on submit. Okay, so let's through that login. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting that. That's working. So we get to this far. I then go to, okay, so we have account state. New state, new user default. Now, new user, where is this from? Is this internal here? Yeah, okay. So it's new user that has just email and password with options in it. Oh yeah, look at that. Account state. So we set the account state to be that when on submit happens. What's the point of that? We're not we're not doing anything with this information. I don't actually need this account state because we have the email and password here. I I think what we want to do is run an action that allows us to submit, like create the account, which would be an API thing to do. For the action. Okay, so I think that's going to be a mutation. So let's. So I think this will be here. So we'll be able to do a mutation. I don't. Yeah, I'm not logged in as anything. This will be API create account. Whoa, that's weird. Okay. Mutation. Create account. Yeah, okay. Create account. Throw in email and password, and then we'll get back. I mean, anything we really want, right? Oh, that ID I think is the auth0 ID. But I think we just make them log in again. So, okay. So let's do this as email. It's going to be a string. Required. Okay. So then if I run this with email is something like that, let's say. And I'm going to delete this count right after I create it. Okay, so that's created. I should be able to see it in auth0. Yeah, latest login never test124 at mailinator.com. Okay, so now delete that account. Deleted. Okay, so I should be able to do this query now, and it seems to work. Everything seems to be fine, so I don't need to do an introspection. We need to create a new file for this. So new write. Okay, so we're gonna go into database, mutations. We're gonna call this API create account. Throw you in there. Okay, so API, whoa. I don't know what window I was in when I tried to do a save. I didn't send that as a chat to Twitch, so there's that. Okay, so API create account. I should be able to grab this. So let's, I don't necessarily know if I need to split for this, but let's go into, this is gonna be in source, database, queries, yep. Okay, so API create account.graphql. Okay, so we create you. That's great. Then next up is create the API to use this. I don't need the token. I think the only thing, yeah, we don't need a token because you can do this unauthorized. So therefore, all I need is an email and a password. It cannot be unknown. It has to be something, and it looks like I'm getting them as strings. So I'll just take them as own strings. And I don't really care about what we get back. Okay, so we don't need authorization, we don't need role. We just set the JSON to be the mutation. Question mark U. We'll send. And we'll respond to that. What are you upset about? Expected type found the module. Oh, right. Response data. Okay, then not being used. So now I want to do this in the I guess we're not affecting the main state, so we can just call this directly from that page, can't we? So we will in the create account page. So I don't need this state at all. We just have the email and password as strings here, which means we can we could do some Wazenbeinjan fun. I don't even think I need to pull anything in. I think we're just good to go here. So just API, create account, pass in the email, pass in the password, await. Oh, you know what? I do need to await that because we need the dispatch. Use store doesn't give me anything here. Pika program, hello. How are you doing today? There we go. Okay. I don't know why I wasn't finding it when I was typing it out before. All right. So I moved the dispatch into here and then into here. Then I need to move it one more time. So I think I need to do. The only thing I really care about is if this fails, right? So if let's I guess I can do let error equals to this, else we're good. You're great. What's going on here? Great. Well, that's good to hear. I am working on testing, writing some testing stuff for the LMS. We're using Playwright for it. And I was very confused when I was trying to write the test for create account because I could swear it was working. But I guess like during the mega refactor we did previously that broke all the tests, we completely ripped out the ability to create the account, I guess. So I'm re-adding it back in here again. So let's see. If we get this error, so I want to do a glue console error creating account, throw in the error to string. And then I want to do main store error alert. Throw in the dispatch, and then the message is going to be there was an error creating the account. Please try again. And then we're done here. Oh, but I guess like if we're successful, I want to redirect us and go to the login because, you know, I didn't set up this to this flow doesn't let me auto log in somebody. So with MVP, it's more of like, okay, you need to log in right away. And then later on, I might be able to do something about that, but we don't have your user data at this point. You need to do a login action for us to get that. Or I need to actually send you off to go create the account. That's another option too. So I get the dispatch. Okay, I need a navigator. Okay, so that moves into here, so it's the same thing. Oh, I guess like I probably don't want to do this, right? Else. Okay, so if there's an else, I want to navigator. We want to push routes to login. And then we'll just return. I guess also if things were successful, I probably also want to say like, hey, like give a message for something like this, which I think we can do with the main store. Probably want to do that up here. Main store. There's set alert. So there's error alert, reset alert, set alert. So I think I want to do set alert. And then my message would be account created. Please log in to set metadata to complete registration. And then okay, so I need to go to set alert. Not the bottom of the screen. That's not what I wanted to go to. Okay, so your message is an attribute value. Probably what I want to do is say I want to is something that implements into attribute value. We move, store that alert message, some message that into. I am not 100% sure that this is going to look the way I want it to look. Okay, let's try this again. And we'll see if it actually creates a real account for us. So if I do like our test, that one again. It took me there, but I didn't get an alert. Did that get created? It did. Okay. Okay, so that worked. But the alert didn't do what I expected it to do. Okay, so I have a pub function set alerts, impl into we reduce mute store. Okay, so main store alert message alert.message some message.into. I did not see any kind of a message up here. Which makes me a little bit worried. Okay, so if I do store dot oh, I might need to change that too. What options do I have here? Oh, I can do this too. So I can do success and then just pass this message in. That might work. Oh, we have errors here. Well, that okay. I didn't even notice that. Type annotations needed for this. On submit. Okay, so I don't need an into anymore. Okay, now you're happy. Let's try this. Let's try this again. All right, so email. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Account created. Please log in to complete the registration. If we come here and I search for test 1, 2, 3, 4, I see it again. I can now do my login. Hopefully, oh, and okay, I have cookies for a previous account, so I had to log out to then log in. I think that was it. Yes. Okay. I really want to get rid of that thing. Where is that coming from? Is that okay? If the setting is enabled, this API will skip user consent for applications flagged as first party. Okay, so I have that set for that one. How about this other one? No, I do. Okay. Do I need to somehow set the application as first party? I think this is LMS. I'm not I'm not seeing anything in the settings to set this as first party or not. Uh okay. I mean, yeah, I get access to everything you just put in. Well, of course you do. Because I just did that. Okay, so hold on. I want to look at for auth0 in their docs, set app as first party. How do I do that? I don't see the words first party in here at all. There's nothing in here for okay, let's try this again. First party. Okay, first party and third party applications. By default, all applications created via the auth0 dashboard are first party applications. Okay. I didn't create this through something else. I don't know why this is why it's checking that and clicking that. Okay, so from what I understand, there's the various APIs, and I have two of them, and it's allow skipping user content. For that. And then the other one, which is for my Hasura stuff, I also have allow skipping user content. So is this application somehow not set as first party? Yeah, and first party is not found in the settings at all. Is there something global setting? Okay, not found there. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in my other settings for this either. So weird. I don't really. Okay, so obviously I need to figure this out because it's kind of this is really annoying. Is this because I created the account through the command line instead of through the normal system? Hi. Sylvie. Here to say hi? You want to come here? No? All right. Yeah, so that's really weird. I wonder if it's because okay, so hey, here's this user consent thing. Okay, that's what I got. By default, the consent page will use the scopes names to prompt for the user consent. As shown below, you should define scopes using the consent page groups scopes for the same resource and displays all actions for that resource in a single line. For example, the configuration above would result in posts. Rewrite your posts. First-party applications can skip the consent dialog, but only if the API they are trying to access on behalf of the user has the allow skipping user consent option enabled. But only if the API they're trying to okay, so the API, I think I have that set. Oh, similarly, you cannot skip consent if localhost appears in any domain in the application's allowed callback URL setting. Make sure to update allowed callback URLs and oh, okay. Well, that's it. That's what's going on. Consent is important. Consent is important. It would be nice if it told me why it was not consenting, even though I was trying to consent. It was refusing my consent. Okay, well, Dilby jumped past the camera and is trying to play with the back of the green screen. So, hi, you wanna come here? No? Sylvie. Okay, you want a toy? I threw it on the wrong side of the door. I'm sorry, don't give me that look like I don't know how to throw. Which I apparently don't. Okay, so apparently when we deploy this to make that consent window go away, we have to remove localhost from the okay, so that means I can't do any localhost dev. That's really interesting. Okay. That's good to know. So I will accept you, and then we're logged in as that test. Okay. Very, very fascinating. So here, let's go back to my user management, users, search for you. One user deleted. Okay. All right, so you're deleted. Let's go ahead and log out. And then I want to run the tests again for this. So I guess the way this is going to work, we're going to update our test too. So in create account spec, we hit this button. After we hit the button, we expect to navigate over to login. So we expect. So I guess this might be part of all of these. I think I have to await. Expect expect page dot URL to match something login. So yeah, apparently I don't care about this, but I want the request. So if I do that, okay, you do like that. Okay, you're fine with that. All right, so I guess I don't need this await. So expect that URL to match login. What's next? I want, I also want to see. I want to see the message. So expect page get by text. I don't think it has to be the full text. So like account, what was it? What did I do? Account created. So I probably want just account created here. Something like that. So to be visible. So if I do that, do I need this to be awaited? I do. I need that one to be awaited. Okay, so then this should hopefully work. Okay, so that we never, I click the button and then we never make our way over there. Probably because I need to respond with something here. So I need to route dot fulfill body. I wonder if it, I probably do need something in here. So if I do body just like that. Oh, you need to be an object, don't you? Like that. No? Oh, it needs to be a string. Ah. Okay, so make you an empty object. Let's try you again. Okay, so I click on you. Then we're looking at after. Okay, so network. Okay, so we posted GraphQL. All right, throw in, okay, email and password, query, do that entire thing. Response body is nothing. Expect to be. I wonder if I don't really care about this. I just care that it went to GraphQL. I'm just trying to say, like, hey, did the email get sent in here? Oh, okay. Then it expects the page to eventually match this, but that never happens. Do I need to wait? Okay, so I do this thing. Do I need to wait before the... Okay, so let's try commenting that one out and seeing if we get this account created text. Oh, wait, we got an error. Do we not get to see the error? Wait. I saw it like for a second. It's like appearing and then disappearing instantaneously. Why can't... Oh, why aren't you showing me it? There was an error creating the account. Please try again. Okay. Oh, and we have console log. Oh, missing field data. Okay. That. Create account. Maybe. Yes, this URL match. Now. Okay, how about that? That was weird. Okay, so now it is showing that my audio is coming out again. Yeah, so when I looked over and I saw that you mentioned audio is broken, I look up, it's not muted, and the mic was just Nothing. I had to unplug and plug it back in. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Um, I I reboot. Well, I turn off the computers at night to make sure they all always are fresh and like ready to go in the morning. And so essentially, I get a lot of reboots that shouldn't be like this type of stuff shouldn't be happening. Okay, so I think I actually want the this expect to be down here. So by the time we get here, maybe I'll also put you down here too. So we'll wait for the account to be created. Once we see that, we can then check that those things happened. Okay. And so this should not create a bunch of new accounts for me. Okay, excellent. Perfect. So if we go and we take a look at this, this is Deanna Starfield. Deanna Satterfield. I should not find them in Auth0. And I don't. Okay, so it's successfully intercepted. Excellent. And that means all of you across all the browsers should now run. Okay, perfect. Um, and then that is create account. So I guess if I want to think about the accessibility tests, I could do them after I do each of the run throughs. So that might work here. Okay, so we are making create account work again. And then what's next? I want to. Oh, let's go to the accessibility tests again. And so we've now got home and create account. And so if I just delete those for right now, we don't want the role. We don't need a role for that. So it's just going to good here. So then you should all pass. Everything else should pass. Okay, excellent for you and good for you. All right, so only like testing create account accessibility. Is there a way for me to have the test tell me if there was a console log? That would be really nice. Then I can say like, hey, I'm not allowed to have a console log. Great, so there's this type here. Oh, console message. I don't think I want to do that. Page on console event. For each console message logged in the page, there'll be a corresponding event in a player context. Oh, listen for all console logs. Okay, so page on console log. Then it can get, okay, so if message type equals log, I want to cause that as a failure. I would love to do this for everything, but I don't know if that's really. I can also just like scrub through this with my mouse and just sort of see, okay, there was no console events. And then same here. I can just look at this, say like, okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, great. All right, that is the create account. Login would be next. So let's now add that in. So no auth I have no test for that. I mean, I kind of have test that, but not really. So let's create a new page for you. So we're gonna do login spec.ts. I wonder if I just import that, then I can start writing. Yes, I can. Okay, so I want test. This is going to be, I guess, like visitor can log in. Oh wait, there's some more stuff that I want to do first over there in create account. So this is the happy path, right? So we can create account, but there's some side paths that we want to explore here. So for create account, if email is it's like if email is missing, if email is not an email, if password is missing, if password does not match these requirements, then I want to I want to basically it not create an account. So let's do test. Cannot create an account with missing email. Can I do that? Will that work as sort of like a stub? I think so, and I can run this too, right? And it will just do nothing and succeed. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. If I Okay, so cannot create an account with a so this wouldn't be missing email with a string that is not an email. Cannot create an account with a missing password. And then cannot create an account with a password that doesn't match requirements. Okay, so these are our stubs. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Oh, but the first one is fine. I'll do that. There we go. Okay, so missing emails. Then okay, so if we do this, this is gonna be very similar to what we have up here. I create. Now with this test specifically, I think I can do it before each. So is it like test dot before each? Oh yeah, test dot before each. Okay, so it's some kind of function. So async. Now I have arguments. Do I get a page before it's async? Oh yeah, I get a page. Okay, so before each of these, we'll go to create account. We'll wait until the network is idle, and then we can do all of these things. Now, I just want to copy you. I don't need to create an email, so I just need a password. That GraphQL called is false. We're gonna set it to be true. I don't necessarily care about any of these things anymore. Get by label. Okay, so let's not type an email in. We'll type in a password, we'll get the button, and we'll click it. We expect this to not be visible. So not to be visible. Our match should be create account again. GraphQL called should be false. Whoa. Okay. Okay, expect that to not be visible. Auto match, expect. I probably want some kind of error message, don't I? When I hit email here. So it's not this text of that. Oh, no. I expect this to be email is required to be visible. We're still on create account and it did not get called. Okay, so that is a thing that happened. Um, do I have forms? I do. So the I do have this here. So email is required. Must be an email. So where does that come from? How do I set that? So I want inputs. Value message. I can set the message. Oh, I can set required also to be true. And okay, input, we have required, we have the type. Create the error message. Okay, so if it's an email, must be an email, is there. We have required. Oh, so am I just not pushing in required and type properly? So hold on. Let's okay, so here's this BB input, name is email, required is true. Value is that. Label input, name input, required is true. Oh, I think I need a type. I'm missing input type is this BB input type. Okay, so if I have you, you're successful. Hey, must be an email and required. Okay, so R at now that's there. Okay, so my tests I think are slightly wrong. And also what's interesting is that I think that if I attempt to do this, so if I fill you out and hit you, it doesn't do the thing. Which is unfortunate. So I need to how do I tell it how would I tell it to like update and put the message in? I saw that I can give a message. Message. What if I set this to this is a message? So I could just give a message like that. That's not necessarily helpful. I need to. It's almost like I need a validate function on it, but I don't know exactly how I would call that, how I would pass that down. It's usually props go down, then callback functions to go up. I could send like something down which should update the property. But like the first time it loads, I don't want the message to be there, right? Like that's kind of a bad interface. No, a bad experience, bad user experience. I want. It's almost like I want this to like a validate like some kind of validate function almost, where I can say, okay, I want you to run the validation now. I wonder. I guess I could just do something like this. We'll do pub validate is a boolean. We'll make that a proper default. Now I have this on change. And what are you doing? So this is, okay, so we get you, value set, props on change, emit outwards. Create error message where I pass in input type props required is valid. Oh, because the is valid is unknown. Okay, so is valid starts as true and doesn't get calculated until later. So it's almost like I want to have a function here It's almost like I want to have a function to like run the is valid, right? If this is our first load, I wonder if I can do something like that. I wonder if I can like count the number of refreshes we've had of this specific component, and if it's more than one, we sort of like deal with that. I wonder if that would work over us like doing something like this. So like instead of validate like that, what if I do something like refresh count. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. So we'll do use states, and we'll start with a 0. And I want you to be a U8. And then we want to use effect. Use effect update. This hook ignores the first invocation. This signature is exactly the same as the use effect hook. Okay, except it's only on updates. So it's not a mount, so it's doing that, and then okay, so if I did that, I don't have to have a refresh count. Okay, okay. I like that. So I don't even need this anymore. Okay, so use effect update. It's not really a response. It's more like a result. Twisted Seed, hello, how are you doing today? Oh, Sylvia's not here for a long time. Let's get rid of that. Okay. If I have this use effect update that only runs after the initial on mount, I want to now every single time check to see if we're valid. If we are valid, so how do we check to see if we're valid? So we have this is valid here. I'm cloning that. Is valid set input element check validity. But that's everything on change, right? It's gonna be a long day, but that's life. Yeah, I've had those long days before. I hope that everything ends up okay, whatever it is that's hitting you. So I have the error messages vector. If required, we have required here. So the create error message really is going to be so I need to so basically we need to handle so the problem we're having right here is that the error is only hitting if I go in and then just like leave out. I want to also like run a validation in the case of I want to run the validation if we are what would it be? I want to run the validation in the case that we are not now my brain's not working. I want to run a validation every time that it remounts. I don't actually know that's going to work though. Maybe it will. So the problem is we have this as an on change here, and then I get this set. So if I set you to false to begin with, so you're always false to make you work. Okay, so I have these messages here. Must be an email and required. Okay, so that kind of works right now. Want I would love for you to wait until I hit this button and then we go from there. So if I have false there, now the next thing would be only run the create message after the first load. So I almost want like first load or not. Like let first load. I would is there a use for like the count? Like use count. This hook is used to manage counter state in a function component. I mean, so I could do that, I guess. Oh, use renders count. A hook that counts component renders. Aha. Okay, so I think this is what. So I want renders equals, okay, so use renders count. So I don't need this use effect update. I could put a guard in here for the renders count. So if it's first, so um, renders is what type of number is that? It's a I32. And so the very first thing that we do here is if renders is 0, then I just want to return none. And that's it. So I'll put a guard clause in there. You need this thing, so I want to dereference renders. A type I32 cannot be dereferenced. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. So for some reason I thought it was like a state type thing, but it's not. Okay. And then every time that updates, I need to like write out here so it re-renders you. That did not work. So I wanted you to be a none if this is okay. So how many renders was that? Oh, it's three renders to get to here. Not super thrilled about that. So I wonder then if I do want to switch over to this create account. I don't need this message. I don't think the renders is going to be helpful. Okay, so if I have like a validate coming in, and I like now I want you to validate. So we have this be a boolean. You start as false. If we have the okay, so then in here, if I throw in props to validate, it's going to yell at me until I have this here. It's a boolean. So then what if I do this as if not validate, I want to return none. I don't think I need the semicolon there. Okay, so if I update you, this should disappear. There we go. Now, on not necessarily change, so on submit, I want validate to suddenly become true. So here's the on submit. We hit the button. It's not doing anything right now, which is fine, but now I want to go and tell it to validate. So if I set you as false there, and then here, get you to true. So we'll do validate, we set to be true. Okay, so I'm cloning into that block. And then down here, I want validate equals dereferenced, dereferenced validate. Okay, so you're okay, and then if as soon as I hit create account, oh, interesting. So it doesn't. Ooh, okay. So that's an HTML thing. How can I determine if this is valid or not? So basically when I hit this, it's automatically coming here, but I think that's because HTML itself, I have that validate set on it, and so it's saying like, "Hey, you're invalid." Is there a way for me in HTML um, to determine if a input is invalid? Okay, so there's this check validity. So normally what we could do is I can grab that input, right? So I can do email input equals, okay, so let's do documents query selector. Is that email? Is the ID here email? Yes. Okay. Query selector email. Email dot check validity false. And if I type in here that, haven't left it yet, false, true. Okay. How am I going to get that input to run that function on it? Can I run that function on it? So I can have an event that I send out, but that doesn't seem right. It's usually only props that go down and events that come up, and not necessarily like methods that that can be called from the parent. Because we're mimicking what we have with React here, which is a thing. What's interesting to me is that this button here, we have the on submit. I almost wonder, I wonder if I can change that to be an on, also do an on click on that. So I have an attempt to do an on set, an on, sorry, an on submit. And I say, hey, validate set to true. The problem, of course, being that that input, So my code on submit doesn't run at all. I don't think, right? On submit isn't allowed to run. Is there another event? Is there an event that gets called in the case of the invalid event fires when a submittable element has been checked for validity and doesn't satisfy its contents? If a form is submitted with an invalid value, the submittable events are checked, and if an error is found, the invalid event will fire. Okay, so validate is false. Okay, so then now this is on my BB form. So I need to head over here. This is the event is invalid. So callback. Yeah, I don't think it's just like, hey, it's invalid. I that's all you need to know. Oh wait, do I get a boolean out of here? No, no, no. It's just gonna fire or not. That's it. So it's gonna be that. So we have on submit there. I wonder what type of event this is gonna be. So then in here, I would want to just call prop invalid, emit you. And then we're good to go here. Okay, so on submit equals that. Invalid equals. Actually, we have it already, so we can just do invalid. Ooh, unknown. This is form. Oh, input add event listener invalid. Oh, that's different. Oh, that makes it okay. Wait a second. This is gonna be easier then. So I don't need to do this. Don't need you. What I would need to do is on input here, I don't need this validate or anything else. So I don't need this coming in. We put an invalid on here. So I probably would want to do a use state for this, right? So let validate equals. We'll do false to begin with. Okay, so validate is that bool, and then you, instead of props validate, want to do a dereferenced validate. Okay. Then we want to do a callback that will set this validate. So invalid. And I need to do this twice here. So if we get this, we'll just call validate and we'll set you to true. That's it. Input. And then we have this invalid. Oh, do you not? Uh-oh. Do you know how to do this? So callback option implicit close string is not satisfied. Into prop value. Are you a Boolean? Oh yeah, use state handle Boolean. Okay. Wait, no. That's the other one. Is it just that? Okay. U documentation time. I'm wondering if it doesn't have this as an event, which would not be that great. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for, where is events? Oh, it's on invalid. And it's going to be, okay, so it's on invalid. So if I invalid, nope. Okay, on invalid, you are not this. You're an event. Which I actually don't care about you, do I? Okay, your success. You're unhappy. No field. Yeah, we don't need validate there anymore. I don't need this entire validate there. You. Okay. So there you're fine. Bam. Okay. Perfect. Hi. Come and say hi. Sort of. Just want to hang out next to me. Okay, so now we have this. Must be an email and required. That shows up right away. If we run our tests, email is required here. I think it's slightly different, but the same general idea is there. Audio is too quiet. My mic. Is my mic? Did it go down just now? It feels like it did this. It did the previous thing where it just suddenly went down again. It's very strange. Like OBS has been weird for me recently. Okay, I didn't change anything. And I told it to go back to defaults and it didn't do anything. So let's try, okay, output gain. Let's try that. Oh, okay, we're back in the yellow again. All right, how about that? Also, Nils Drew, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, email is required. It's, okay, so must be an email and required is what I really want. That full text. Hi. What's up? He probably wants me to go up and give him more food, play with him a little bit. Okay, so create account spec. I want that. Must be an email and required to be visible. It's either food or a cardboard box. Cat laying is hard. That is very, very true. He's kind of on a cardboard box. I don't know if you can see very well. We have one of those little scratching pads. I just put it down, and so he's lying on there. Also, hello, Banzi. How are you doing today? Okay, so that's happy now. So that is showing. Okay, so we're testing that validation message for email being required is set, is like visible. Banzi, you got the gig at Acorns? Oh, congratulations. Absolutely. That is very much worth hype. Congratulations. Good job. When do you start? Are you giving yourself a few weeks sort of in prep for it? Where did you go? Early July. Oh, okay. So now you're getting what I call the fun employment, right? You had like 5 years of no vacations. Oh, yeah. Well, giving yourself some time off is so good, so good. Fun employment is the best, where you're between jobs, but you have a job, and so now you can just relax and you have no responsibilities. It's the best. Okay, can I create an account with a string that is not an email? Okay, so that this next one is like it must be an email, right? So that's going to be very similar to this. Can I replace with an enter? Oh, I can. Nice. So I want the same thing here. We're going to copy you, paste you in, except this time I do want an email. Let's do faker dot random. Okay, generates just a string. I could generate a word. How about just a word? So one word. And then I go in. Okay, so I get by email and I type in the email. Am I going to do a regex validation for the email? No, I am not. I am using the HTML5 validate sort of function or setting that you can call. And what we just found out is that there's an event type on that is valid here. It's apparently it is invalid in MDN. That's what we found here is that we can do invalid. I wonder if there is like an on, and I wonder if it's on invalid in here, and I just found the wrong one. No, there is no on invalid. Okay. Oh wait, maybe there is. There is. Okay, so I just looked for the wrong thing. But when I do on invalid, on the input in the U component library, I can now check to see, okay, some submit type event happened. It got checked for invalidation. It's invalid. And so I can basically now display the error messages. So don't display the error messages until there. So basically everything's fine. We're happy. And then I hit this button and bam, you're not happy. Let's go ahead and display those. Pika, you finally got your Raspberry Pi Postgres server to accept external connections. Good job. Yeah, setting up like Raspberry Pi as little servers is fun. Luigi Pants, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so there's that. And so the next one that we're testing is it's a string that's not an email, right? So this is just now a word now, and then must be an email, and then required is not going to be there. So must be an email is what we're looking for. And we didn't go anywhere. So if we run these tests now, or just if the button is enabled, yeah, I probably can also check to see that the button is, I could disable, the button is actually still enabled. I could disable the button and like have an invalid event emit up there. That could be good too. Luigi Pants, you're good. Awesome. That's good to hear. Okay, so that's passing. So that's showing up. Maybe we can create another stub. Sylvie's not here anymore. I guess Sylvie ran off when I wasn't paying attention. Right. So what's next? So the other stub would be cannot create. So I guess in this case, I would say nope. That did not. Okay, hold on. Change. Submit button is disabled if form is invalid. Okay, so we'll get to that eventually. All right, so that's cannot create an account with a string that's not an email. So testing that the email must be an email. Okay, can I create an account with a password? I want without a password. So that's going to be the same thing as this one here. I'm going to copy you. Okay, so I don't create a password, but we do create an email. Okay, so email, I don't care about that. So this is undefined, undefined, and then provider is mailinator.com. That's all fine. I mean, none of it should really matter, but just in case. So then I want okay, so paste in that email. Get by roll the button. Okay, so we click the create account button. We expect to just have required, and then we're still on create account, and GraphQL was not called. Okay. So that is oh, I wasn't testing this. Okay, hold on. I need to test that one. Okay, so that does work. So can I create an account with a string that is not an email? So must be an email and required. Interesting that that's still showing required there. Why is that? For the create error message. Oh, I just have this props required. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. I'll just leave that down there. All right, so what's next? Testing, continued testing. Cannot create an account without a password. All right, passes. So we attempted to create it without the password, and we have and required. What? Okay. So I have this for the error messages, we create this function. I have a vector. I throw in all these error messages. So if your type email must be an email, otherwise it's nothing. Oh, it actually is. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I only want to push you in if you're not empty. So really what I want to do here is say something like if type error message is empty. Okay, so if not is empty, then push that in. Otherwise, don't push that in. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that just shows required right there. and we're good to go with this one. So next up, cannot create an account with a password that doesn't match requirements. Oh, and I can, not full screen, I want that one. This is password, testing that password is required. So testing that password cannot be missing. Okay, next up. Cannot create an account with the password that doesn't match requirements. Now, that's going to be more interesting, right? And I don't actually think that we have that. So I put auth0 has some password requirements, and it yells at us if they're not good. I want to say that we don't actually have anything in there to validate that. So this is going to be like one of those real tests where we actually have to do something. We have to make some code changes. So let's grab all these things from the last test. Let's create a bad password. So that password equals, we'll do faker dot, will just be a word. Okay, so we put in you. So then, okay, so so it's not required anymore that I expect. I now expect is password much match. So match requirements. So we have this, like say password requirements that I'm not going to do one of the nifty things that a lot of like really nice password form fields will like show you. Oh yeah, you're matching all of these things as you're doing it. I'm not going to bother doing that. That would be maybe like a component later. That's not really MVP. But I can do a nice check for you to know, hey, is it going to fail or not? So you have a better understanding of what's going to happen. So okay, so match requirements, and then we're still here. Okay, so then this should fail. There we go. Okay, so this fails. Right, it fails because it succeeds. So we didn't see the error message appear, and it just sat there forever waiting for it. Okay, so in order to fix this, we need. Now, there's no way for me, like HTML5 doesn't have the way for like password requirements, right? So like input type password. Is there anything I can do here? So I can do min length. I can do min length. What else can I do? Ooh, if the pattern attribute is specified, the content of a password control is only considered valid if the value passes validation. See validation for more information. Okay. Okay, so I can just have HTML do everything for me. Love it. This looks like a regex, doesn't it? Okay, value, a string representing a password or empty. Advanced. Okay. I need more information about how this actually works. Oh, interesting. Okay, validation. It uses the pattern attribute. Valid for text search URL, telephone, email, and password. The pattern attribute defines a regular expression. Okay, so it is a regular expression that the input to value must match in order for the value to pass constant constraint validation. It must be a valid JavaScript regular expression. No forward slashes should be specified around the pattern text. If the pattern attribute is present but not specified or is invalid, no regular expression is applied, and this attribute is ignored completely. Okay, so this is good to know. Unfortunately, I've run out of time, so I won't be able to like use this right now, but we can put in a note into our tests to use this somewhere in here. Let's go find out. So side of here, let's do comment. So check validation. Do I want to do this here? Probably. Or I use these stickies here and remind myself here. Okay, so we are going to where we're leaving off is validate password field using the pattern input attribute, and then to there, and that. So those two links will take me to like where I want to see and what I need to sort of like do for that. And I think that's all I really need, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so database we didn't update. For you, we definitely played around with you a little bit. Actually, okay, let's get commit. Oh, hi Zilby, here to remind me that I'm supposed to come up and play / feed you. Okay, git command am. All right, so what are we doing here? We are updating input. Oh, I probably should create this in a new branch. So our new branch is going to be validating input. There. So it won't just go to the main commit right away. Okay, so that's good there. So we're good for you. For you. You. We are working on testing that an invalid password sends like, has an error message. Okay. And I'll push that up. Great. Okay, so that's everything here. We're good to go. There's not too many of us, so we'll skip a raid today. Today is Tuesday. With this week is a special week. I am experimenting with like doing more streams like because I'm waking up earlier, but because I have this like weird thing that's like maybe possibly happening for me during the day, and in the mornings I may or may not stream tomorrow for an hour. I don't know. It depends. So if you follow me on Discord, you could see I'll let you know like the night before, hey, I'm going to be streaming or I'm not going to be streaming. And my Discord, in case you're not on there, is there. So either I'll see you tomorrow morning for about an hour or so before I head into work. I go to work in person on Wednesday, so it'll be a limited stream. If I go to work, we'll see. The thing that might actually take me away from work too, so it'll be interesting. Or not. So with that, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and I'll see you